Thank you so much, Steffi, for this very kind introduction. And I'm very excited to talk to Wybo today about WeWork, obviously, and especially because, as I've learned at WeWork, everywhere you see one sign that says, "Do what you love." And by knowing Wybo just a little bit, I already realized he does what he loves, as many people here are fortunate enough to do what they love. So, Wybo, at WeWork you have about 300,000 members worldwide. My grandma now is 92 years old. She's never worked in an office. How would you describe WeWork to my grandma?
Wow, thank you so much. By the way, it's a pleasure being here. Steffi, I don't know where you are, but it was the start of a love relation when we opened Munich a couple of weeks together. Yeah, it's true. I definitely do what I love, and I think it's most important for everyone around the world to actually be able to do what you love every single day. To explain WeWork to your grandmother of 92, which is a respectable age, let's first start off with the physical space. Every company, every entrepreneur that starts a company, of course, at some point starts hiring the first employee and then a second and hopefully many, many more. But it also comes with the thought that you never thought about, you know what, now I actually need to manage an office space. So an office space comes with, all right, you need walls, you need fresh air, you need toilets, coffee, desks, and so forth and so forth. This is actually probably not why you started your company and being an entrepreneur. So WeWork provides all of this. That means you'll have your space for your two employees, your team of two, or whether you're an enterprise company. Our biggest member actually currently has 20,000 of their employees with WeWork in different WeWork locations worldwide. We provide office space for a lot of companies. But I believe that office space comes with, all right, it's a place where you go in the morning and you actually don't want to go, and at some point you're actually looking forward for Friday afternoon and you want to go home because the weekend starts. That doesn't sound like a place where you want to work. That doesn't sound like a good place to be. WeWork wants you to be 24 hours, 7 days a week in our space. And this means we provide collaborative, inspiring spaces that is enabling everyone to meet. Whether you're from the same company, from another company, different departments, we actually foster collaboration between all the different members. Whether this is a women's entrepreneurial breakfast, it's a lunch and learn, it's a wellness meditation yoga session on a Wednesday afternoon in one of the meeting rooms. It's about creating connection. So there is a community team in each building. Nowadays we have 300 locations worldwide, from New York, Tokyo, Singapore, Berlin, Munich, Paris, you name it. And in all these buildings there's a team, a community team that knows every single individual in the building. And they are enabling connection between one and the other member, and actually understanding what's happening. So if one of the members would come up and say, you know, I actually need pictures for my website, they look rubbish, the community team probably knows that there is a photographer or multiple photographers in the building, and they will make the introduction if needed. And of course, there's the online tool. You can also connect with all the different companies worldwide. So if you want to open your business from Munich or Berlin, and you want to open your business in London or in New York, you can actually already connect with different companies and entrepreneurs in these cities.
I get it. So obviously, Steffi had to fall in love with you and WeWork because you two as well connect the unexpected. I like that. So since we talked about attracting talent today, and I think especially as well here in Serbia, companies and startups are looking how can we attract talent to our companies. I realized, since I'm obviously not 20 anymore, when I finished my degrees, suit and tie companies, investment banks, consulting companies, they would attract a lot of talent. That has changed over the years. Nowadays, the majority of people are looking in their job for a better sense, a mission. They want to live the values they stand for. What do you think are the key factors how to attract talent?
First of all, if you want to attract talent, nowadays there's a macro shift in the way people want to work globally. It's not a trend, it's definitely a place that is evolving, and people want to feel welcome, they want to feel at home, and they want to have an environment where there's lifelong learning opportunities, student for life. That also means that as a company you need to foster this collaborative environment. But it also means that you need to make sure that the values that you have, the values that you have written on your website, are not just empty words, but values that you really believe in as a company and you actually foster them on a daily basis. So whether this is a recognition-based value process that you have in your company, for example, at WeWork, we have one of our values is entrepreneurial, which is actually my favorite. Habib, also thank you for the presentation about entrepreneurial, because that's absolutely the way forward, if you ask me. And we want to recognize entrepreneurial spirit and entrepreneurial culture within WeWork. And this is something that we call recognized value recognition. And that means that every individual, every WeWork employee can recognize someone else in really fostering and seeing that entrepreneurial spirit from a colleague. And this is rewarded financially. To our surprise, actually, our employees didn't want to have any financial benefits, but they actually wanted to have an experience. So they asked us to not give a financial reward, but actually give them a recognition in a experience.
When we talked earlier, you mentioned, you don't believe that much anymore, or at WeWork, that there is going to be one city center, there are going to be several hubs. This morning I've had a very interesting tour at Started, and you probably should connect to them. And they made a very similar comment. They said they want to create not one hub in Belgrade, but in many areas across the country. And I quote the guys there, they said, talent doesn't know geography, which is pretty true. Conrad Hilton once said, when they asked him what are the 3 success factors when he opens a new hotel, he said it's location, location, location. So when you are looking for a new hub, what are the success factors you are looking at?
Definitely location. And the size of the building, that also matters. But to be honest, if we look now globally, we all know that more and more people are moving to cities. Nowadays, 51% of the global population lives in cities, and this will continue. That means that the one city center will no longer exist. There will be different centers in cities, different areas. And it also means that commuting from A to B will take longer. We'll already experience this on a daily basis. Whether you're taking the car or public transport, you just know and recognize it's busier. By creating WeWork locations in different areas in the city, we're actually creating those hubs. So that means an individual doesn't need to go out to his employer that lives on the other side of the city. There's actually a WeWork location close by, and he or she can meet the team in that WeWork location. Manhattan is a great example. Manhattan, we're the biggest office tenant in the city. We have 55 locations right now. Microsoft offered a WeWork Pass to 300 marketing employees, and they actually use Manhattan as their campus. So instead of going to that one HQ of Microsoft, they now had 55 locations and continuously growing because we're opening so many locations on a monthly basis.
Every organization has its culture, no matter if they create it or it just happens. And nowadays we're living in a time where technology takes over a lot, and we don't have a lot of interaction anymore. How do you foster a culture where people not only come and work there and maybe take a yoga class, but really interact with each other across their startup and cross-functional, to make sure this human-to-human interaction, which matters to WeWork so much, happens? How do you foster that?
Yeah, thank you for asking. As I mentioned earlier, it's the community teams in those buildings that already understands every individual needs. But there's also the online tool that connects everyone, so you know what's happening in your building. So as a member, you can open the app, you can see what kind of events are taking place, the events are being sourced, understanding what the members' needs are, and those community teams will then go outside externally searching for speakers, events that are then hosted in the WeWork locations. It's free of charge, by the way. So everyone that wants to host an event in a WeWork location, knock on our doors, you're more than welcome. That basically can mean that you have an event in a location with 500 members up to 4,000 members that are all there to listen to what you have to offer. Definitely don't come in and start promoting your product, but start promoting the knowledge that you have. That will definitely get you connected to our members.
So that means I don't have to be a member. I can run an event at a WeWork office whenever it fits.
Yeah, please do. The more events that we have in our buildings, the more creativity will start off, will kick off. And the more introductions we can make between members, but also externals. And I think it really shows what we're trying to see as WeWork, that we're not an office provider. I consider ourselves as a people company and bringing people together in physical, collaborative, inspiring spaces. We acquired a company called Meetup last year, December. It's an online tool to get people offline. Nowadays, in research, more and more people actually are feeling more alone than ever before. The fact that you're missing out human-to-human connection is something that we want to bring back. So with Meetup, I don't know how many people do know Meetup. Definitely go to the App Store, check it out. I like to use Meetup whenever I'm in a city. So tomorrow, I'm going to open Meetup, see if there's a running group tomorrow morning that likes to run 5K on a very slow pace, I know. But this gives me a great way to actually meet locals, in this case from Belgrade, connect, see the city through their eyes and their views. And Meetup gives you the opportunity to connect with anyone with the same passion. In my case, that's running on a very slow pace, but if you're passionate about, I don't know, scientific research, or if you love to read stories, Meetup, you probably will find someone that has the same passion, and you can host your Meetup in a WeWork building. This also shows that we are not providing an office space, but we're actually providing a space where people can come, meet and connect and talk about their passion.
It's great. I already have 2 ideas for events at WeWork. Who else has? Great, thank you, Steffi, since everybody else is too shy here.
Perfect.
Yes. So businesses and success is driven by people, not technology at the end, and it's the people. And we talked about that earlier, and we have a lot of governmental talks here as well. It's important that those people interact with each other and not only have I'm pro or against something and not have a dialogue going on. Did you ever think about creating a WeWork for politicians or for the government?
Hell no. No, just kidding. No, everyone is welcome within a WeWork, and it also means that government is very much welcome. To give you a couple of examples, London partners, Berliner partners, they all use WeWork locations worldwide. So whenever they want to create an international jump for companies out of Germany, Berlin partners will take a selection of companies and they will bring them to wherever they're going, to New York, to London, or to Sydney, and they will host events in WeWork locations. It gives them a great opportunity to showcase Berlin, but it also gives the great chance for those companies to interact with companies in Sydney, for example, and already start doing business. It also gives governments a great opportunity to connect and learn from entrepreneurs.
Just in time, I just wanted to ask you, when are you opening an office in Belgrade?
Hopefully soon.
Great. Thank you so much, Wybo. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.